Nice.
Okay, I'd like to welcome you all to the village board meeting, 7 o'clock, Monday, July 11th, 2022. We all please silence our cell phones. Roll call of officers.
We have Pete Anzia, Roseanne Dyke, Don Gotcher, Sarah Eisler, Chris Clear, Rose Sowers, and Dan Wall.
Open meeting law compliance check.
Yes, we are.
We all please stand for a pledge of allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You have any public input? If not, we'll move on to the Belgium Area Chamber of Commerce report.
Hi, everybody. Just a few things. July 22nd is our second Summer Nights Live for the year. It's going to be restaurant night, so we're going to have food there from Coyotes, Luna's, Those Tacos, Ugly Mugs. We have music by the String One String Band, and it's going to be really fun. So hopefully you guys can all join us. The Legion's tending bar for us that night, and they'll be there from 6 to 10. September 9th is going to be our next centennial event. That's going to be 100 Minutes of Memories at the Legion Hall this time, and that's going to be at 7 o'clock. So you can watch for more details to come. And of course, Luxembourg Fest is coming up, and that is August. We have events starting the 11th, but the fest is going to be the 13th with the mass on the 14th. And that will also be a good time. So hopefully you guys can all join us. And does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, Tara, do you know if when the bells are going to be dedicated, is that at the same time as Luxembourg
I think that's
Fest?
right during the fest, yes.
Isn't that 3 o'clock on Election Fest Day?
On this Saturday.
Oh, and I should also mention that we will be, I believe, launching the Voices from the Village historical audio tour. Kind of doing a trial run of it at Summer Nights Live. So we're going to throw together a little contest for that, and so people can start to check that out. And then we'll be promoting that at Fest as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda items number 8 through 8C.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. We're going to number 9, unfinished business. 9A, review and approve revised stormwater management maintenance agreement for 300 Lakeview Drive. Danny, could you help us out here?
Yeah, they finally got everything the way McMahon wanted it. I mean, they've back and forth a few times, so I had a call from Andy Schmidt from McMahon and explained everything. And there's a couple things he added in there yet. They approved it, they signed it.
Satisfied with it?
Yep.
Okay. Do we have to make that into a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the revised stormwater management maintenance agreement for 300 Lakeview Drive.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Number 10, we're on a new business, consideration, discussion, possible action regarding 10A is introduced and approved resolution 09-22 compliance and maintenance annual report. I'd like to introduce resolution 09-22 compliance and maintenance annual report. And then
I'll second it.
Well, I'll move
Oh.
to that we accept resolution number 09-22. Is that the one?
Yeah.
Okay, motions are made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. And this This motion, Paul, was just for upkeep on the treatment
Yeah,
plant?
they just, it's a yearly thing that the DNR does. They want to make sure like you're cleaning your sewers, you're maintaining your treatment plant, how much kilowatts of energy you use, and that part is just, it's not easy to gather that information, but some of that stuff is just gotta do it.
Okay, go on to 10B. Approve certificate payment number 1 to Soper Sewer and Water LLC for the 2022 stormwater and street reconstruction project for the amount of 164 million.
Thousand.
Thousand,
Wow.
$6.38.
I'll make the motion to approve the certificate payment to Soper Sewer for the 2022 storm sewer and street reconstruction project in the amount of $164,006.38.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. 10C, approve community park project to go out for bid and to have the village serve as a general contractor. Danny or Vicky?
Well, we got a specification from our architect, and we had a little staff meeting, we went through everything, what we wanted to do and everything, and we would like to go out for bid. Vicky, did you get that already, lines, but
So we have, they were able to provide us with 2 contract, project booklets, one for the masonry and, concrete work, and one for the general construction. And then I'm going to write up something that's basically similar for electrical and plumbing work. So the idea is, just like we did the Heritage Park project, we will put this out for bid as 4 separate bid items. So people can bid on either the whole thing or individual bids. And that allows some of the local contractors who aren't able to do everything to bid on this. And but in order to do it this way, the village guys have to be the general contractor and kind of oversee all the subs.
Do you even have time to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, because the last time.
yeah, we talked it over with the guys here. Yeah, we think we can handle it.
Okay. Because last time we were talking.
Yeah, I know,
about getting
and we were,
different-
Obviously, the
Yeah.
hope is that we will get the project cheaper by
Yeah.
doing it this way.
Yeah.
and we'd like to go out for bid pretty soon, then, because,
Yeah, it's kind of.
I mean, we talked to one contractor already, and he thinks there's enough time to get this all done by Memorial Day next year. I mean, otherwise, if we can't, then
Right.
go out for bid now, we won't be able to do it, so.
I'll make a motion to approve the community park project to go out for bid and to have the village serve as the general contractor.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any other discussion on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. 10D, approved maintenance project for grading Heritage Park stormwater pond, cost covered by Regional Stormwater Pond Maintenance Fund.
What that is, the retention pond at Heritage Park, we need to get that regraded because we can hardly cut the grass now, it's so steep. We don't want nobody having an accident with the lawnmower. And we want to get some of the high weeds out of there, and we think we can control it better. So we had put $30,000 in the budget, and it quote came into about 35, I think. I can't open my phone up here tonight. I don't know what it is.
3580.
Huh?
3580.
And the rest of the money that we're short budgeted comes out of the stormwater maintenance fund we have, and there's money in there, correct, Vicki?
Yes, we have, let me give you the exact amount, but basically, we budgeted for it, but we're budgeting it from the stormwater fund. So it doesn't affect general fund at all. And our stormwater fund currently has $104,000.
Okay,
So we have plenty.
Then I make a motion to approve maintenance project for grading Heritage Park Stormwater Pond costs covered by Regional Stormwater Pond Maintenance Fund.
I'll second it.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. 10E, discuss and approve ordinance number 10-22 to discontinue collection of park impact fees.
So as we last left things, I had told the Park and Rec Committee that we're reaching the end of life of our impact fee. We have now reached the point where between our current and the pending permits that have been issued, we don't have the money for, but the permits have been issued, so the money will be coming in any day now. We are only short $46 of what we can spend the money on. So if we collect any more money, we will either be holding it and sending it back in 8 years, or we have to, the only thing we could spend it on would be $80,000 for stadium lights at Heritage Park. It is my understanding that the board does not have any desire to put stadium lights out there. The $80,000 would be a small portion of that, which means the village would have to come up with the balance. And it would take us about 10 new houses to earn that amount, which means that if it takes us more than 8 years to earn that, we would start sending money back while we're waiting to collect more. So unless the board wants to go for that, we really have no choice but to end this impact fee right now.
Question. If we were to end the impact fee and suddenly through some miracle of that more houses are built and that we find that we do need a future impact fee, how difficult is it going to be to reinstitute?
So we can create a new impact fee at any time. What the steps of that are is the first thing we have to do is do a needs study. Typically, this is something that is done by the engineer working with the village to determine the needs. And it's a very complicated formula. They determine what we need for a new park or existing parks and how much that's going to cost. And then it's based on what portion of that is attributable to new construction, because not all of the park is going to be used by new houses. So they determine it's all formula based. And then they say, okay, this is how many houses or how much is the cost going to be? And this is how many houses we expect to be built in X number of years. So they divide it out, and this is how they determine the park impact fee. And then we would have a new ordinance for a new impact fee. And then we could start collecting it. So it's a little bit of a process, but we can do that at any time.
And the formula is based on the number of houses and not on population?
Correct. How because it's an impact fee, it's charged to new construction. So it is not something that existing houses pay. So the only way they can determine this impact fee is to determine what portion of this development is because of the new houses. So if they're expecting that we're going to have 100 new houses in the next 5 years, and the population that we would bring into the village with those 100 new houses, causing us to need either expanded or new park facilities. That's kind of how it's determined, how that fee is figured out.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So the thing about impact fees, and this is all governed by state law, is that only the things they determine in the needs assessment at that time, that's the only thing we can spend the money on, and only up to the limit they have awarded us, like in the current case, $80,000. Anything more than that you collect, you can't just spend it on something else. You either spend it on that or you send it back to the homeowners with interest. So, we can continue collecting on this one, but it's just a lot of bookkeeping and auditing that we're going to end up sending back to them with interest.
So maintenance of existing items that were purchased under this, that doesn't. Okay,
Correct.
Gotcha.
This is only for new development.
Okay.
New facilities, like we're using a portion for our new park shelter because we're putting bathrooms in it, which was allowed in the old
Okay.
impact fee.
Gotcha.
And $80,000 for the lights there, that's probably way off.
Right.
That was like 10 years ago, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, and I know the capital is talking to that baseball program, they were talking about maybe some year adding lights down there, so, but that's gonna take a lot of homes to pay for that lights. So that's-
Right.
That's got a facility also.
And Jared can go into this a little bit more because I did check with him on a bit of this before the meeting, but another option the village has within our ordinance is what is it called, a
Public park fee.
public park fee, which, like, for example, if we determined that as development occurs in this area, that we needed a new park here because of the development, we could create a fee that would be just for developing a new park in this area, and that would go to the developer in this area.
okay,
So
so
it's specific to a new development. And the way that the ordinance is written is that developers can offset that fee by donating land as one option, which is what happened in Heritage Park. So that all the houses in Heritage Park do not pay a park impact fee because they donated the land for the park.
okay, so that condition would not create any sort of, these people can use the park, but those people can't kind of scenario.
No, it's just a matter of who's paying, if it's, the park fee is only for developing a new park. The park impact fee can be for expanding existing parks or adding new facilities to existing parks.
Okay,
So it's a
thank-
little bit different, but two options that are out there.
thank you.
Is there any money in this park fee? Is there any money left in there?
Yeah, what we have in there right now is 26,128. What we have yet to spend, what we are allowed to spend is 26,175. So it's a difference of $46. So if we collect any more, we're gonna be sending a portion of it back.
Well, I make a motion then that the village discontinue the collection of the park impact fee.
Should be moving to adopt that ordinance, Rose.
Oh, okay. I move to adopt the ordinance that would do what I just said, so.
I'll send as 22.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made, seconded. Any other discussion on that?
So what happens to this money that's in there now?
It's
Is it,
gonna be spent on, the 22,175 will go to the new shelter.
Okay.
And then there's 4,000, 2,000 can be spent on putting trees at Heritage Park. So, I mean, we can put them wherever, and 2,000 can be spent on Bars Park landscaping. And we have essentially 8 years to spend that additional money. So we have time to determine what we're gonna do with it, but those are the limitations of what we can spend on.
Okay, before we adjourn, Leon, do you have anything
I think we
Enlighten
have
us
to
on?
vote, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Sorry. Yeah, we did that.
Leon, do you have anything to tell us?
The only thing I can tell you right now, we got 6 golf carts that are registered in the village. And the only complaint most of the people had is they didn't like the sticker. It could have been a little bit smaller. So maybe that's something you want to look into, getting a smaller sticker. And I've had a few complaints with ATVs driving in the bike path down Main Street. And people calling and complaining about it, and I said, well, that's something you're gonna have to talk to the sheriffs about. And the same with, I get calls from little kids back on Grand Avenue and down Huron Street, these little kids driving these little mini bikes. They're zipping up and down the road all the time, and they're calling complaining. I said, I can't do nothing. I said, you're gonna have to call the sheriff.
Yeah,
So which they do, and I've seen the sheriff around a little bit more now, so.
I talked to 2 little girls last month's meeting when I left here.
Those
They were
little-
going from side to side on the road.
Those little pink scooters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was trying to follow them to see where they went, so I go up to the house, but
Well,
They just kept going around.
since you're here, Leon, and we have the other members of the safety committee, is there a reason to call a safety committee, meeting to discuss enforcement of this, or?
Well, it's not in our, I can
It's not
only
a public
enforce
road,
village
there's not much we can
ordinances.
do about it.
Okay,
I can't do anything about that, so.
okay,
That's the
Good
sheriff's
enough.
department's jurisdiction.
We did only order 10 stickers, so we will easily be able to, or when we reorder, we won't have to wait a long time to get them small.
I move to adjourn.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.